A pleasant day to all Sarangani teachers who are tuned in today for our online training on learning delivery for K-12 content, pedagogy, and assessment under the new normal. I am Brian and I am tasked to do a demonstration teaching of one of the most essential competencies under Key Stage 3 using the online learning modality. In today's session, we will be working on a grade 8 level standard which states that the learner should demonstrate communicative competence of Afro-Asian literature and related text types for deeper understanding and appreciation of the Philippine culture and that of other countries. And since the mode of learning delivery is online, I'll be using an online platform called Zoom. Zoom is a versatile teleconferencing application which allows tasks like meeting and interactive presentation. Let us remember that an online distance learning modality has two types, the synchronous and the asynchronous online teaching. And synchronous online modality is vastly used in this presentation, especially on the earlier parts. Pleasant morning to everyone and welcome to our class. Let's begin our day with a morning prayer to be led to us by Jade Alegre. Our online session jumpstarts with a typical routine characterized by a prayer, greetings, and checking of attendance. Shortly after this routine, I immediately began our formal class with a priming activity which immediately activated the students' higher order thinking skills. Now, I'll be sharing to you my screen. So what you'll do right now is to describe the image that you will see on the screen. So here it is. I'll be giving you 2 minutes to observe and try to describe it using your culture, your experiences, and anything that make up your personality. I'll be choosing a person in random. We can as well notice in this priming activity that the English concept is implicitly connected with other concepts across subject area. Okay, 2 minutes is over. I'll be asking Nicole Basit. So you kindly describe what you're seeing.
That's what I've seen. It's basically what do you call it, poster or anything that showcase different ethnic. It represents the culture. I can see some mosque and a woman in yellow wearing that yellow dress, cultural dress, and it's
Yes.
rainbow pants. So I can see that it is just a combination of different cultures and culture.
Thank you very
It's
much,
a
Nicole. Nice observation. Can we hear some other thoughts from Kyle, Daniel, Fred Ulises?
So, sir, this poster represented the Philippines. It defines Philippines as a whole. We can see here we have religions, we have culture, and also the history of the Philippines, sir.
Thank you very much. Nice thoughts as well. Next, Mary Nicole Ramos, can you share your thoughts?
Same, sir. It shows our history, the history of Philippines.
The history of the Philippines. How did you know that that particular illustration depicts the history of the Philippines?
For example, this group of people below, somewhat like they are in a fight, just like
Uh,
the Lapu-Lapu and Magellan.
okay, it started with that.
Yes.
Okay, very good. So, in the history, we all know that we are discovered by the Spanish people, right? So, this illustrates somehow the history of the Philippines. But more importantly, what is shown in this illustration is the conglomeration and the mixture of different culture. After the priming activity, I gave them another activity called culture context, which is greatly related to the previous task. This activity will lead them to the topic of the day. I'd like you to read activity number 1, which is entitled Culture Context. Sige, I'll be asking Maricar Sarino to read aloud the text for us.
Sorry. Activity 1, Context. The Philippines is considered a melting pot which is a place where people of different races, religion, beliefs, and tradition blend together as one. This diverse and varied culture makes Filipinos unique from the rest of the world. Filipinos give much importance to their values. Despite of the modern influence, they still retain their traditional practices. One of their trademarks is hospitality, like welcoming the guests with a big smile and treating them warmly. In times of challenges and catastrophes, they don't easily give up as resilience is one of their traits.
Okay, thank you very much, Maricar. Now, how did you find the text that you have read?
As I have read the text, it describes how the Philippines and its people show its traits as a Filipino and how the Philippines is described here.
Okay, thank you very much, Maricar. Now, Nicole, can I go back to you? How was this text related to the description that you had a while ago?
As
Does
far
it
I can see
affirm
that
does it affirm your observation a while ago?
yes, sir. The word that is underlined, I can see it in the picture itself. So like the traditional, the
Yes.
resilience, it is very visible to the poster that was shown a while ago.
Okay, thank you very much. By the way, did you discover something new about yourself as a Filipino while reading this one? Did you discover something new about yourself?
Yes, sir. By reading it, I can say that there is a part of me who is diverse, who is traditional, and who is resilient because that's a true Filipino is, and I'm a Filipino.
Okay, thank you very much. Will you
That's what I
elaborate?
discover, sir.
Can you elaborate your being diverse?
When you say diverse, it's a combination of different culture, and I am a type of person who loves to appreciate different things. So I can say I am diverse because I appreciate different tradition, different culture, whether it's from my country or from other country. I
Okay,
don't know if it makes sense.
it does make sense actually. Thank you very much, Jade. Now, those are the insights of your classmates, and perhaps those are the insights as well for those who haven't yet voiced out their ideas about this activity. Now, aside from relating this text to yourself, what else structurally is noticeable in this text? Can we have it from Kishel?
I think, sir, there are five words that are underlined, sir, that
Very
are
good. There are five words that are underlined, right?
underlined.
So, what are these five words? If you're going to take these five words one by one, can you easily get the definition of these items?
No, sir.
No. So, some are familiar, but others are really unfamiliar. Like what?
Melting pot and
Melting pot.
diverse.
Okay, so
Diverse.
melting pot and diverse are some of the two terms that are hard or that are unfamiliar for Kishel. Now, these words will be given light after our discussion on a topic in English. Who can guess the topic? Yes, Maricar, Sarino.
Context clues.
Very good. So our lesson for today will be about context clues. The moment I observe that they already knew the subject matter, I immediately lead them to the objectives of the day. It is important that you ask your learner to read the objectives for you so that they are guided on what to accomplish during the session. Eto, these are our guiding principles for today. Kindly read letter A. Mary Nicole Ramos, kindly read letter A.
Identify the types of context clues.
So later, you'll be identifying the different types of context clues by using the different sentences that I'll be providing you. Next, letter B. Can we have it from Maricar Sarino?
Construct new sentences from the unfamiliar words decoded using context clues and show appreciation to the words and expressions reflect local culture through the use of context clues.
Okay, thank you very much. So these are the tasks that you're going to fulfill today, and part of those tasks are already done, especially those reflecting from local culture and the identification of the different definition of the unfamiliar words using context clues. But let's dive deeply, or let's dive deeper to the main topic. So what are context clues? Basically, context clues or words are bits of information in the surrounding text that might be used to derive the meaning of the unknown word. What you can see now is an animation showing why is it important to know context clues. Yan. Katie was aggravated when her little sister kept messing up her room. So if you are not a native speaker of the language and you have encountered this word aggravated, you'll be stuck and you'll be staring blankly into space because this is a word that is not familiar to us. But don't you worry because the text itself or the sentence itself will help you arrive at the definition. Okay, so who can tell me what is the definition or what is the meaning of the word aggravated in this sentence?
Ano sir, it's an offense or penalty.
An offense or
Offended,
penalty?
a
Okay,
penalty.
okay. Let's have another thought. Thank you for that, Jade.
So for me, sir, aggravated for me is annoyed, sir, or being
Annoyed.
annoyed.
What made you think that this aggravated term here refer to annoyed?
Based on the next phrase from the word aggravated itself, sir, when it says that her little sister kept messing up her room. So as for that reaction, sir, for me, if I'm going to um, think about the scenario, so sir,
Yes.
so I can say that me myself, I can be very annoyed by that.
Okay, thank you very much. The succeeding words from that sentence will tell you that Katie is not feeling good about her sister, especially if your sister is messing up your room. There is a much more simpler term than annoyed, and what's that?
Angry.
Very good. That's angry, no? So Katie was angry in a very simple way. Aggravated means angry. Katie was angry when her little sister kept messing up her room. So did we use dictionary in arriving at the meaning of the word aggravated? Did we use dictionary? No. What did we use? We
Our
used
minds.
our minds. Okay, we used our minds. We used our common sense,
Understanding. Common sense.
imagination. We used
Context,
what? We use context clues. And that
context
context
cluing.
clue, very good, Jade. And that context clue is characterized by the succeeding words or the succeeding phrase that comes after the word aggravated. Basically, we don't need dictionary to define the difficult term as long as we keep a very keen observation on the surrounding words. Next. Now, we know what clues are, right? Clues are hints. Clues are basically are hints. But what about context? Do you know what context is? Nicole Basit, are you here? Yes. Do you know what a context is? No. Who can share what a context is?
Sir,
Jade.
me,
Yes.
based on my understanding, sir, a context clue is something that is fully explained or fully understood.
Okay, thank you very much. Now, let's take this context thing or this context term by having this illustration. So let us try to understand what really a context is. Context is the setting of a word. In this case, we have an illustration. This is the context. We have the ground, we have the house, we have the bone, and we have a bowl there. What do you think is missing in
The
this
dog,
Dog.
sir.
illustration? Yes, very good. So that's basically a context, no?
The dog.
Okay, that's basically a context. The context is looking at the surrounding environment to determine what is lacking. And in this case, the thing that is lacking is simply the dog. What made you decide that the dog is the missing thing?
Because of the bones.
Because of the bones, because of doghouse, and because of the
The
environment,
the
right?
yeah.
No, so it is just like context clue. No, you just put a blank over the difficult word like here aggravated. Simply put a blank there. Simply consider the word aggravated as invisible. Katie was blank when her little sister kept messing her room. So if you disregard this one and if you continue reading as if this aggravated is just a blank space, we can easily fill the blank space with a term. Let's try to read it. Katie was blank when her little sister kept messing up her room. So all you have to do is to put an emotion here. And that emotion is angry. So that's basically what a context means. A context is simply looking into the environment and use that environment to arrive. After this analogy, I introduced them to one of the commonly used strategies in context cluing, the TKI
This
strategy.
strategy is this TKI. TKI means text, knowledge, and inference. This text over here, class, itong text na to, this is simply talking about the given sentence. And this knowledge is about how you feel about the sentence. So text is the sentence itself. The knowledge is how you feel or how you know about the sentence. And the inference is connecting the text and your personal knowledge. So how was this used in real life? Now let's have this one. Let's have this example. Let's use the TKI strategy. Who can read?
Mara is worried that the kids in at school would make fun of her new eyeglasses. She doesn't want to be mocked just for having a poor vision.
Okay. So thank you very much, Nicole. So the text is telling us that Mara, that's the letter T over here, Mara is worried that she would be made fun of for her new glasses. So that's what the text is telling you about. What is the unfamiliar word here? What's
Mock.
then? Yes, mocked. Very good. That is the unfamiliar word mocked. And again, when we talk about the T, that's the text, the whole text, Mara is worried that the kids at her room, at his school, would make fun of her eyeglasses. So that is what the text is giving you. Now, your knowledge, I bet we are all one when I say our personal knowledge is that Mara is afraid that she will get teased. Is that also your personal thoughts about it?
Yes, sir.
Okay, no. So therefore, we can infer that mock will be equals to tease. So that's how we use the TKI strategy. Again, let's identify first what the text is telling us, and that's T. Mara was worried that she would be made fun of her new glasses. And let's inject our personal thoughts by doing the K or the knowledge. And Mara is afraid that she will get teased.
Series of practices using TKI followed after the modeling processes.
Now, let's practice again. And there are a lot of strategies still that we are going to discuss aside from the TKI. They are the following. First one,
After the E22 discussion of the TKI, the other context clue strategies were discussed. The manner of presenting this topic is constructive in nature, where the learners discover how one specific strategy is done.
next one, example, word is unique.
The Philippines is considered a melting pot, which is a place where people of different races, religion, beliefs, and tradition blend together as one.
Okay. This particular sentence, Kishel, is an example of a context clue that is governed by definition. So what do you think is the definition there that is offered by the sentence?
I think, sir, that the Philippines, by the word melting pot, sir, the Philippines is blended with people of different races, religion, beliefs, tradition, and etc., sir.
Okay, thank you very much. What word there signals definition? What word in the sentence signals a definition?
Different.
Different. Okay. You are one, two, three, four, five words away. Who else? Yes, Kyle again.
Considered, sir. Considered.
Considered. Mm-hmm. Me, Jade.
Which, sir? Joke.
Is that for real or a joke?
For real.
For real. Is that for
Please,
real,
sir.
Jade?
Yes, sir.
One Choco Sunday for you because that is correct. No?
Yes, thank you, sir. My God.
Congratulations. Now, when we do context cluing using definition, we are often guided by words and punctuation mark that signal restatement. And one of those is which. And here are some of the thing that you can use as well. The words that you can use. We have the is, the who is, the that is, in other words, dashes, commas, and parentheses. When you see these words in one sentence, meaning the sentence is offering you the exact definition of the unfamiliar word, like melting pot. What is melting pot? Which is a place where people of different races, religion, belief, and tradition blend together as one.
To test how far the students have gone through with the topic, a formative assessment was conducted. This is done using an online interactive platform called the Kahoot.
How did you find the session, Tricia?
Exciting siya, sir. It was very exciting and entertaining, sir, and it made me feel like I must hurry because there is a time.
Very good. The last activity, you're going to do this
After
task.
our Kahoot session, the asynchronous part of the class followed, wherein the teacher gave a written task to the students. They are to submit their outputs on time using the Google Classroom. And that is how I ended my Key Stage 3 online demo class. I do hope that you have gained a lot of insights from my presentation. Thank you very much for watching.